Kevin Jones.
Well, starting off with the time lapse, you can see plenty of sunshine across the Concho Valley for our Saturday. Temperature's pretty warm, getting up into those upper 80s, 89 degrees for the daytime high over at Mathis Field. Of course, getting towards that great sunset around 7:45, 7:50, and temperatures start to come down pretty quickly as a result, thanks to some of those dry winds, but not as quick as last night. We're only going to be making our way down into those 60s for overnight lows as opposed to the 40s. Looking at current temperatures for the 10 p.m. hour, 76 right here in town, 74 for Robert Lee and Ballinger down towards I-10, around that 74-degree mark in Ozona, 75 over in Junction. So really only a few degrees of spread across the Concho Valley right now. And when we're looking at those winds, luckily they've started to come down from what we were seeing earlier, mostly around the 10 to 20 mile an hour range. Still seeing some gusts up to 25 miles an hour there in Brady, Menard, as well as Sterling City. So still going to hold on to some of these breezy conditions into the overnight hours as well as into our Sunday. And then looking at the dew points, a pretty big spread compared to what we were seeing on the temperatures. 33-degree dew point there in Sterling City, a good 20-degree raise there to Junction where we get the 53-degree dew point. Relative humidity indices anywhere from those mid-20s to mid-40s right now, but we're still going to want to see more before we start to get more of that rain in here. And with the drought looking the way it is, we could definitely use some. Looking over the next 72 hours, we're going to start to see more greens working into the state of Texas. You see this little bit of a front working off towards the east, but that doesn't affect the Lone Star State too much. By Tuesday into Wednesday, more of those greens really starting to settle in, and whenever we get to that Wednesday time frame, we're going to take a look at these upper level patterns. You can see we're going to start to get a little bit of that dynamic help from the south first. These major troughs working off to the east, mainly going to stay to our north, but by Wednesday you can see some of the subtropical jet really trying to push its energy up into Texas. And with this, we're going to see a nice little system moving in, and that's what's going to stir up those rain chances starting Wednesday night, even into Thursday. And Thursday night's really where it's going to be the bulk of that rain. But unfortunately, the upper level ridge right behind it going to keep things warm across most of the United States. Look at these above average temperatures from Florida to Texas. The only ones that really escaping it is way off to the north in northern Minnesota into areas like Maine as well. But the rest of us definitely going to be feeling more like summer than spring is what it's looking like down here in Texas. For right now, looking at Sunday's severe weather outlook for tomorrow, you can see that level 1 and level 2 out of 5 risk for East Texas into Mississippi and Louisiana there. It even comes close to the Concho Valley with some of that general thunderstorm risk. Could be spreading just into Kimball County or so, but not looking like too many of us will be getting in on that rain tomorrow. Right now, I have us forecasted all to stay dry, in fact. Looking at the current satellite, more of that cloud cover working into the Panhandle, clear skies over for San Angelo. And as we're looking at the futurecast, by the morning time when we're waking up tomorrow, could see some of that cloud cover working in, partly cloudy skies, should be working out by the time we're going into the afternoon, mostly sunny skies. And here's where we start to see those storms taking shape. One just off to the southeast of Kimball County is what it's calling for. So we're going to keep that, and hopefully we could start to see it move in, but for right now, looking like it's going to remain to the east, especially with those stronger storms as well. By the time we're going into that Tuesday time frame, that's where we'll start to see more of that moisture and more of those rain chances coming about. For tonight, looking pretty warm compared to what we saw last night, only getting down to that 60-degree mark, breezy out of the south-southwest, 10 to 20 miles an hour. Going into tomorrow, 86 degrees, a beautiful Sunday to get out there and take advantage of it. And if you're going to be grilling maybe tomorrow night, here's that grilling forecast for you. By about 5 p.m., still that daytime high of 86 degrees, 7 cooling off to 77, 9 p.m. if you're still eating that late, getting down into those lower 70s, cooling off pretty slowly, similar to what we're seeing tonight. Of course, looking at that 7-day forecast, going to be pretty warm these next few days, 93 degrees there by Tuesday. That rain chance starts to bulk up on Wednesday, especially into Thursday, where we could start to see some of those storms working in. Hopefully we get a good drought buster, but going to cool us off as well into the 70s before we warm back up into next weekend. That's all for your 7-day forecast.